Okay, so it's rainy this evening, but I still want to work on this. So here's our setup. So we are going to come in here, and then we're going to try and get this thing running out of the tank. Yesterday I got it running out of the jug. Like I said, I want to get it running out of the tank. So I have 4 foot of fuel line, a new fuel filter, and some hose clamps. What I'm trying to do is make this hose spin on that metal, and it is, which means it's not stuck. So I should technically just be able to yank it right off of there like that. Okay. So first off, we could not blow back through this line. So first thing we want to check is the fuel filter? Yes. I can barely blow through that fuel filter, and this is on the suction side, so if it can't pull fuel freely, it's not going to pull it at all. Okay, so next thing we want to do, I bought 4 foot of fuel line, and I probably don't even need it because I've got enough fuel line here. Anyways, regardless, no problem. So what we want to do is we may need a little bit of the line. But we got to come up to, say, here. Okay, let me show y'all. No, wait a minute. I don't think I got the correct fuel filter. There again, they didn't have it. They'd have to order it. So they finally found me this one, which is came with these little pieces of hose and some little clippy clamps. Okay. I think I caught that, but just in case, we were talking about the flow of the fuel filter is this way, so that you can see the debris catching in the filter itself on the outside. So this is supposed to have this right angle fuel filter, and obviously this is not, and it's going to go this way because of our flow, which is going to make it kind of, well, it'll keep the dirt out, but okay. So now, as I was saying, we've already got this attached to our fuel pump, so we need to take it back down. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself because I need to take this other piece of fuel line here, and we're going to slap it on our incoming line from the tank. Down there. And then it doesn't want to go. So that we can take that and try and blow through that. Unsuccessfully. Okay, so our line to the tank is completely clogged for some reason. Could be the sock, could be any number of things. So what we're going to do next is get the rat rod running and hook up the air line so I have air pressure to blow through this. Okay, so I just had a thought. I should actually take the line loose under the back end, but if it's the sock, that ain't gonna do me no good. We're just gonna blow through it and see what happens. It's blowing back out the return line. That's a good sign. Oh, that smells awful. Okay, now, see if I can blow through it. Nope. So yeah, we're gonna have to take that line loose at the tank and drain the tank probably, and then put some more fresh gas in it. So I got the trunk cleaned out real quick, and well, I'll be dang. There was some fuel line laying in the trunk. I completely overlooked. So what I'm trying to do here, I crawled up under it, but access is very limited. And another thing I was looking for is, no. Okay, if I have to pull the tank, there's like 6 bolts on the bottom. So at this point, I'm kind of banking on pulling the tank because I just don't see this working out well enough that I can put some gas in it and be done with it. Plus there's some work needs to be done on the spare tire well. I have a spare tire well, so luckily I got that with my last purchase. Well, actually the one before that, but anyway, my parts car. Now this one I did not buy for a parts car. This one I bought for another project, like I needed one, but you know. It's a very complete car, you know, much closer to the road than my other one, which is going to be kind of morphed into a full restoration, which I don't know if that even makes any sense to do a full restoration on a 79 210, but well, that's what's going to happen. So that car, when I'm done with it, I'll probably drive it. Like this one, I'll probably drive it. But then, you know, when I get this one up for sale, on the road, I'll probably put it up for sale after I drive it a while. Unless I just really like driving it. I mean, I know I'm going to like the gas mileage. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of these cars. Why they get drove to death. So, I didn't even ask about the mileage on the car when I agreed to drive, you know, 4 hours, 175 miles, I think. Anyways, I didn't even ask about the mileage before I went to look at it. And it's got 250,000 miles on it. Oh, of course, I wasn't the happiest about that, but, you know. Let me get here's a tire tool. This has a sealant on it. Come on. There we go. Yep, there we go. Now this other part I'll have to take loose if I have to take the tank out, because I got to get the filler neck loose. There's only 3 more screws though, so, and they're up high, so they should come right out actually. But these are all vents, and then this is our locking ring. So that did not gain me access to the lines I need, and I'm thinking about just going ahead and pulling the tank. Probably the best thing to do, so that I don't spend a bunch of time monkeying with it and then have to pull it anyway. Good thing about these type of screws is the head of them does stick up enough to where you can pretty easily clamp a pair of vice grips on them. Easily, he says. Bullshit, I say. Not really, but. clean as much crud as I can out so that hopefully I don't knock that down into the gas tank. So this is a fillet. We actually need a flat for this, but we're going to try it. Or maybe just do this way. There we go. Alright, that's got our locking ring loose. Now I'm going to take it up carefully. Take our screwdriver and go around this again. Knocking loose anything we can. Alright, the moment of truth here. Maybe. There we go. Come on, be clean, be nice, be good looking. Well, definitely not the worst I've ever seen, but also not looking real healthy either. And the fuel gauge probably wouldn't work, seeing how this was almost stuffed. Limber that up a little bit. Now, see what we can see. First we'll try with just a flashlight. Well, it looks like really dark teeth. I can kind of see through it. So, you know, not like if it had coffee in it. If it looked like coffee, that would definitely not be good. So, definitely needs drained. And then maybe I can do a vinegar flush without pulling the tank. But I still need to access those lines if I'm not going to pull the tank. And that's going to be the trick. Because access to those lines is very limited. So I may have to throw my jug back in the front and back her up on some ramps where I can get up under there better. There we go. Okay, so that went well, considering wet tires, metal ramps. Okay, so now got to get up under there and see what I can do. So I'm gonna have to rearrange my light and get up under and see what I can do. Well, these are typically, on the smaller cars, they're 12. On some of the trucks they were bigger. The 720s. 620s I think was all 12. There's the Z cars that had a bigger one. One of them had a bigger plug, but on these it's usually a 12 millimeter. I say on these like I've done this before, but not on a 210. I have done this before on a 620 or 720 or a Z car. It's been a while on a Z car. So here we go. Let me move my head away from that. And right in y'all's way, huh? That's all y'all can see is my big head, ain't it? Alright, so here we go. I'm sure this is going to be lovely. Well, I'm going to stick with sweet tea. That looks delicious. Definitely not the worst thing I've seen come out of a gas tank. Now this is something in the design that doesn't make any sense to me. They have a drain with a hump, so you're not going to get all the gas out. Which means, if I'm going to do the vinegar thing, that may be a problem. I'm hoping I don't have more than 5 gallons. Alright, I'm going to put y'all down. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to drop the tank. It's not going to be that difficult, and I'll be able to clean it much better, and it's definitely going to need a lot of cleaning. So I found a bigger screwdriver, and I'm going to try to get these screws out now. Oh, look at that. All that struggling. All I needed was a bigger screwdriver. These have, I've been told they're not actually Phillips. They're some weird Japanese stuff, but you just get the right Phillips that fits them correctly and they'll come out. It's like a number 3, I think. Alright, now that gets us access to our filler neck, and what we want to do probably is take the filler neck loose over here. Now see, that one drops back down and is not the big one. We need the other screwdriver. Let's take this loose. This is one of those lovely clamps that I just am so fond of. They, like I've said before, they hold great. They're just a pain when they get rusty. These, everything on this car has been pretty cooperative. This car, the rust that it does have, it's got some in the floor pans and a little under the battery box. The rust that it does have is typical for any old car. You know, it's a southern car, so it's not eat up with salt. So that's the main thing. Alright, there's that one. And then we got these 2 little vents over here. Well, isn't that weird? Those just go over here and loop around and come back to themselves. So what I'm going to do there, this, yeah, that just comes up. So we're just going to take this screw loose, let all that stay with the tank, because that's plastic. And I don't want to go messing with it, because if I start pulling those fittings off and stuff, then I'll break the plastic lines, and then I got to replace all that crap. So we're just going to take it loose and let it stay with the tank. Because that can just come out. That's kind of bizarre. Okay, so we got a big zip tie that has a little thing here to release it. Reusable zip tie. So that's got that loose. This big line down here. Hopefully our big vice grips will work on this better than it did them screws earlier. It's turning. Come on. Come on. Alright. And so far, most of our rubber lines feel pretty good. I'm still going to replace the ones going to the main pickup and the fuel line. Alright, so ease of access, the easiest place to access and get this loose is going to be right here. So I'm not taking that filler neck loose from the body of the car. We'll just take the hose loose from the filler neck itself, and that way it'll pull off of there. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Alright, I'm just going to slip that up. That way it can fall right down in the crevice when you pull that out. Well, that's bizarre. A scrunchie with a tennis shoe on it. I was in the trunk drop off. Probably shouldn't be reaching my bare hand down in there. Okay, so that's got everything up here loose. So I'll have to go back underneath, but I gotta like turn my vinyl that I'm laying on because I got gas all over one corner of it. Okay. Are we having fun yet? So, I bought a gallon of WD-40. So I now have it in a spray bottle. And it works. So the WD-40 is good for a lot of things. And so what you do is you get you a $1 spray bottle at the dollar store and just put your WD-40 in there, and then you can just squirt it wherever you need it. Now, let's see. We're going to move y'all up here a little bit. I'm going to squirt the other side. Didn't want to drip on the camera. That actually works pretty damn good. Oh, I'm spraying the wrong side of that. That ain't going to help at all. Let's see. I'm going to spray it in here. And in here. Okay. I can take that out of the other part, but we're going to take it loose from there probably. Alright, let's see. Oh, I need my extensions that I had. What I do? Here we go. Let's see how well that works. I already broke this one loose and started turning on it. Oh yeah, I can tell. It loosened up quickly, even though it's barely wet. I can take these all the way out first because it's kind of hanging on these. Oh, I forgot to get the other lines loose. Yeah, the tank from my West Virginia car didn't come out like this. Hell, it practically fell out though. Well, there's bolts in that way. Is them holding the tank, or what's the deal with those? Huh. Well, that's interesting. I don't know if those need to come out or not. Huh. I don't know. I just now noticed them. I'll find out, I guess. Okay, if I can pry this away from there. And I can't. I bet them other bolts have got to come out. Well, easiest thing to do, take the extension off and go ahead and take them out. Shit's probably not going to be no, whoops, big deal either. There's only 3 of them. Yeah, they're in the tank for sure. It's kind of weird. They think it was going to fall out or something. So that means there's going to be 6, 7, 8, and 9 bolts. Alright, well, that got the tank out, and I'll probably do a separate video on cleaning it up and getting it restored. Got to check out a couple other things with the brakes, see what's going on with them. Looks like mostly new parts, but I don't know. I ain't really checked it out. It does look like a new master cylinder. The clutch looks like new master cylinder, but it doesn't like to go in gear. I'm hoping that'll work itself out, but if not, we'll deal with that when I get to it. The seats, I got to get the seats out. I may just stick the other seats that I have in for now, and just to use them until I actually get a little further along on the car before I do the upholstery. I'm going to try to get it roadworthy before I worry about putting a nice new interior in it. So, you know, we'll be doing a lot more to this car. This isn't just like reviving. This is going to be, it's not going to be a restoration. We'll call it a rejuvenation. You know, make it roadworthy again. Make it as nice as possible without spending a ton of money. Hopefully. I do have some windshield seals that I got to hunt up. That's going to be a pretty good little chunk of money, but that's pretty much necessary. They leak horribly. So we'll see what we can come up with in parts and see what it takes to get this thing back on the road and make a little driver out of it. They're getting hard to find, and pretty neat little car. So anyway, that'll do it for now. Later.